Talking History.
BBC Radio Leicester.
Well, I seem to have had a little spate of meeting up with various historical societies in the last couple of weeks. There was Wigston, Earl Shilton, Braunston, which I read you the email from Geraldine a bit earlier on. And last week it was Hinckley. Paul Gardner got in touch and thought I, and indeed you, might be interested in the goings-on with Hinckley District past and present. I thought the best thing to do would be to visit Paul in Hinckley and find out a bit more.
We're actually very proactive in the local community. We meet socially every month. We have guest speakers to come and give us a talk. We've got good contacts with the museum. And into all that, we have a lot of fun doing it. And we also raise funds for local good causes. And it's just great fun. It helps get people out, and we've all got that common love of the history of the town.
And are you accumulating memorabilia, or is it a sort of a memory swap session, or is it just a social group to talk about the history? How does it work?
It's really a bit of both, really. We've got lots of things, as I've brought to show you today. Here I've got lots of memorabilia, old documents, pictures, and stories, which we are collating, and we're in the process of making a brand new website.
You say you love Hinckley; it's your town, but of course it is a pretty historic town, actually, Hinckley, isn't it? There's a lot of background there to work on.
And that's the great thing about it. There's some great local legends and stories. You know, we have the famous bleeding tombstone in St Mary's Churchyard. That's great folklore. Of course, the tin hat tale. Just so much. Of course, having the history of the hosiery industry very much embedded in the town. We've just got so much to share, and it's amazing how many people actually here in Hinckley have still yet to come and visit the museum. And the museum's doing very well, but we want more people to come, and they'll say, do you know, this is the first time I've been here. And so there is so much to see at the museum, which all this information that can be shared through them and through Hinckley District past and present.
There seems to be not only a real burgeoning of interest in history generally amongst the population, but also of history groups. I mean, it seems to be very much a thing at the moment, doesn't it?
It does, and it's always very popular. And of course, I think what makes what makes Hinckley District past and present so different. I said we're out in the community, but we've also been going into the schools and trying to engage the youngsters. And we're very proud of our DVD transformations, which we have done as a fundraiser for Hinckley Museum. And basically, it's the same picture, one from the past, one from the present, and they literally merge in front of your eyes and they change. The children of St Mary's School in Hinckley were blown away by it. And I was showing them, I said, this is what it used to look like outside your school. Wow. And if I think if you can get them early, it's great because it helps preserve our heritage, our history for future generations. Getting them interested in the first place.
Yeah. You've got a couple of boards certainly in front of us here with maps and pictures on.
We've got two pop-ups here. One showing well-known pictures of Hinckley, but done as paintings, which was done by one of our members whose father sadly died, but he did these. And so we've got Burbage, we've got Hinckley Town Centre and stuff, and they're all painted scenes. And it's great to see the colours of those as from where we normally view them in black and white, so it brings them alive. We've got some coloured postcards which has been done, and we've put on this other banner here. This is what helps get the conversations going. People say, well, I used to live there, or my grandma used to live in that, and stuff. And then you've got the conversation piece. And then they'll tell you things which you probably wouldn't have thought of asking, and they'll say, well, you did know such and such did such and such there, and blah. And before you know what, you're getting a great little bit of social history. Wow, just like that. And they're great talking points.
Because we've got these two maps along with the postcards and the paintings.
This is probably what really started my interest. At junior school, these maps of Cicely Pickering, who was a local artist, she drew them. They're in every schoolroom I ever went into. And like I say, they're a pictorial map. For example, we've got the stagecoach going straight down the Watling Street there. And we've got little figures and diagrams for each different part, ranging from Croft over to Stoke Golding, down to Woolville, and they've all got little picture representations of what it was that particular area was well known for. And of course, Hinckley's got the framework cottages and stuff, the hansom cab. That's what drew me in. It was what drew me in. I thought, oh, that's fantastic. I'd love to know more. We were delighted when the family of Sarsley Pickering said, yes, we'll give you permission to use that.
Well, going back certainly to medieval times, Ben Jackson was here not that long ago, and I hadn't appreciated the history of Hinckley Castle, for instance. You know, that there was an old Motte and Bailey Norman castle here, and all we've got left is a ditch and a bit of mound, I think.
That's right, yeah. And it's a shame, because we look back now and it seems amazing that we ever allowed things to happen there now. I mean, I think a lot of us can look back at the past, sometimes with rose-tinted glasses, and think, oh, things were much better then. I don't think it necessarily was, but sometimes... we had the wonderful framework cottages down in Church Walk, which even the generations today will tell you we shouldn't have lost them. Sadly, they had slowly gone into disrepair and they were in a state. But had it happened today, there's no way those wonderful cottages would have been lost. They would have made a lovely feature in our town.
Yeah, and that was Paul Gardner, very enthusiastic, of course, about Hinckley past and present. And just a reminder, they've got a Facebook page, and it's called just that, Hinckley District, past and present. You can also email them at HinkleyDPP, that's short for district past and present, hincleydpp@gmail.com, and they're soon going to have a brand new website. And Paul also says that they're available to do school and other society talks, and people are often keen to get folks in for talks or indeed going into school and helping in history lessons. So if you are interested, Paul says they're available to do that. So hincleydpp@gmail.com, or go and have a look at their Facebook page. And of course, BBC Radio Leicester will be in Hinckley, or were in Hinckley rather, last week as part of our on the road with the bus. Yeah, we had a great day in Hinckley.
Dave Andrews,
BBC Radio Leicester.